Hi everyone, and this particular video is related to a lot of higher educational opportunities, uh, especially in PhD domain after graduation and post graduation. You know that you can join PhD after BTech also, after BSc also, after MSc also, after MTech also, after MA also. Those are the options you have in foreign universities, and you get very good scholarship for that. And this video is related to the universities in Norway. On YourPedia, basic philosophy on which we work is that for Indian students, we should find out the opportunities where scholarship is available, where fee structure is not there, where minimum investment is required, and where after the graduation we get very good job opportunities. That is what thumb rule we follow. So I think we are the only platform which is mentoring students for super specialization courses like PhD and postdoctorate fellowship. MS obviously we do, MS we tell students for opportunities, but you know there are so many other educational service providers also who send students for MS, though not that efficiently, and they end up spending a lot of money on that. But PhD is something which is unique. For getting opportunity in PhD, you need to have some kind of collaboration with the professor. You need to prepare yourself for interviews. Same is case for MS if you want to get full scholarship. So full scholarship if you want to get, you can come to YourPedia, because the mentor of YourPedia are very efficient in finding out those opportunities. But this video is related to Norway, couple of universities in Norway, and in the month of March what opportunities we have in Norway. And I tell you, when deadline is very close and suppose professor has not got the required student for him, and if you drop a mail to him telling him that you are the right person for him, he will surely consider you. The reply back he will give you will be related to the Zoom interaction, or Google Meet he will have with you. He will meet you and then he will finalize you if he finds you okay. So all these opportunities which I am going to tell you, if you find yourself fitting into that, I mean if you fulfill those requirements, then the mentors of YourPedia will help you to get there with full scholarship. Another advantage of Norway is like the scholarships are really good in Norway. I mean, along with PhD, if you go after BTech or if you go after MTech, along with your PhD you can save more than 1 lakh per month in Indian rupees, Indian currency, because in the kroner you get sufficient scholarship. In Europe they do not advertise PhD as a higher education course, they advertise it as a job. It is for 3 years. Advantage is that it is unlike India, where you never know when your PhD is going to end up, 4 years, 5 years or what. Foreign universities may, especially Europe may, they advertise it as a job for 3 years and you have to complete it within 3 years. You are in hurry, your professors is more in hurry, so you have to complete that. Number 2, you will be getting all the benefits of the job. That is another advantage of doing PhD from those universities, that is there. Now this is related to structural engineering. I believe this is related to civil engineering students. So wherever you find the this opportunity is relevant for you, you can stop my video and you can go in detail of that. So there is a vacancy of PhD candidate in structural engineering at Department of Ocean Operations and Civil Engineering. NU is a very important universities and prestigious universities in Norway. He will tell you what are the requirements there. I mean asset management and resilience of critical transport infrastructure. Resilience can be defined as the best thing about opportunities which pop up from European countries is that they give you in detail about what they want, and I did not see that in USA or Canada, but in Europe they give you in detail that what they are looking for, and if you fit into that, you need to drop them a really good mail where mentors of YourPedia will help you, and then yes, professor is going to get back to you. So this is what is the requirement. Now they will also tell you what are your duties, what you are supposed to do. You can read these in detail, that you have to perform numerical simulations using finite element method. Now think of if you are a graduate or postgraduate who has a good knowledge of FEM, and you can do the needful in the required domain, whatever domains is asking, you can do good in that, then I believe this is the opportunity for you. You can do this particular thing. Selection criteria also they mention, you should have background in structural engineering or structural dynamics. Education must be 5 years degree program or something, that is what they say. That means in Indian system, maybe you should have master's degree with you in Indian system. And master students can apply, they have mentioned that. So if they have already mentioned that master students should apply, BTech or graduate students should not apply, that is the meaning of it. Good English language is required, and regulations and all these things they mentioned, what are the requirements. So preferred selection criteria is you should know MATLAB, Python, MTech, FEM. So if you ask me, if you are a structural engineer MTech, and if you have knowledge of Python, MATLAB, and good knowledge of these software skills you have, and also if you know FEM, finite element method, then this is the opportunity for you. Analytical thinking, positive attitude, all these things are your soft skills. I think that is that they are going to check in the interview only, when they have interview with you. What they offer you is very good environment, needless to say. Norway Public Service Pension Fund, they treat you as employee, so they give you the salary and everything like employee. But I tell you, at the end you are going to save more than 1 lakh per month. Need not to understand this entire thing. Employment is for 3 years, PhD is for 3 years. So here it is. I mean, I'm a civil engineer graduate, sir, structural engineering I have done my MTech, and I want to go and earn really good money in a country like Norway, where quality of life is very high. So then, and scholarship also is quite good. 3 years of PhD I want to do, and this university is quite prestigious, and I want to work in this direction. So then application, how it is to be done, what is required, motivation letter, CV, and all these things, this mentors of YourPedia are going to guide you. That is where the difference will come. The moment you identify that this is the opportunity for me, sir, I want to go into this, now help me out. Mentors of YourPedia are going to tell you how to draft a mail, how to mail a professor, how to catch that professor on LinkedIn, and how to, because the professor related to this field must be there. And you can catch that professor on LinkedIn, you can drop him some message that YourPedia mentors are going to tell you. That is where YourPedia steps in and tell you that okay, this is how you are to approach them. And project proposal, maximum of 2 pages you have to write, what we call as a SOR, that is what we have to do. And don't follow the softwares, because like Chat GPT if you are following, and then there's a these guys get to know that this fellow has used some kind of software and he's making SOP SOR on the basis of that software. That can be decoded. So don't do that, that is not good for you. General information about NTNU, how you are going to stay there, what is this city all about. I don't think you need to know this particular knowledge, that is not required for you. Similarly, then Bergen, I think if I am pronouncing it correctly, and as I told you, YourPedia is now started mentoring students from all field of knowledge, sociology, psychology, philosophy, literature, all the domains, because the procedure is same, and our mentors can guide you for that. So yes, April and March are the last dates for these kind of PhD opportunities, and you can hit these kind of things. So if you have sociology may masters, and if you fulfill some another criterias, even if your criterias are little less, and if you approach these professors, you tell them that sir, this is what I want to do and all, if you approach these professors, then opportunities that you will convert it is very high. So you need to do that particular thing. Then PhD fellow in hydrodynamics of floating ocean renewable energy techniques. Know in detail about this, what is this course all about, and what is the position, what is the required. So wind power, wind wave water research group in Department of Mechanical and Marine Engineering. So that is the department in which you will be joining, and hydro more. So this is this is the domain in which you are working. So renewable energy domain it is, and this is how you move forward. And computational fluid dynamics. So if you are mechanical engineer and you have worked in the field of thermal and fluids, and you are specialist in computational fluid dynamics, and that is where you want to go forward, then this is how you can proceed forward. Qualification, what is required is you should be masters in a discipline of mechanical engineering, civil engineering. You know, best thing is you should have knowledge of this fluid mechanics and all, and you should have hydrodynamics. In aerospace domain, hydrodynamics is normally what you do, and oceaneering department also is there, in which you do your higher education in oceaneering also. So I tell you one thing, you know, these requirements obviously you will see and you will fit it up, these requirements. Now, but if you have done your masters in these domains and you have done some kind of software skill, then after that 100% you can convert these opportunities. Only things you are to very meticulously move forward. You need to see what professor is requiring and you need to tell him how you can help him. The moment you make this linkages that this is what professor requires, this is what I have, and I have this kind of learning. And I tell you one more thing, if he says Python knowledge should be there, MATLAB knowledge should be there, he does not test your knowledge at the time of interview. The moment you go there, that time you need to work. And if you if you tell fake that I have the knowledge, but you do not have knowledge at the time of getting admission, then there you need to learn. That is the only difference. Otherwise he is not going to check you. He is not going to check your knowledge of this. So if you have these kind of things in you, you can proceed forward. Then all these knowledge and the requirements are already there. You can understand what he wants from you. Salary and everything is excellent, need not do. That is the same thing which I discussed in the previous opportunity also. It is going to be same. 2 PhD positions in rock engineering for this and Nepal, Tribhuvan University in Nepal. So they do some kind of collaboration work. Pharmaceutical campus, Institute of Engineers of Tribhuvan University in Nepal. These are also opportunities related to this. So students of Nepal, they can very well understand what these opportunities are and how it is going to help them, and this can be very good. So students from this part of world, like Asian countries, Nepal and Pakistan and Bangladesh and India and Sri Lanka. So these kind of countries, students from these countries can very well enter into these particular domains. Okay, what is the duties of research position? What you are supposed to do is you are supposed to work in this kind of things, and stability assessment and design of rock cut slopes. You understand what is this actually, and if it fits you, if somewhere it fits you, then you can go for these kind of opportunities. I keep on showing you many opportunities. All you have to do is you have to stop your video. अपने वीडियो को स्टॉप करके देखो, अगर ये तुम्हारे से मैच करता है, तुम्हारे वर्क से मैच करता है, get the mentors of YourPedia. You need to do smart work. If you think हाँ ये तो मेरे काम से मैच करता है, सर मेरे को इसमें PhD दिलवा दो, I am ready to do PhD for this. Guess the mentors of YourPedia and start doing that. This is how it goes. Selection criteria क्या है? You need to fulfill these requirements. This is the selection criteria. GIS and AutoCAD and programming, this every student in masters, they do it, and personal level pe they will check you in the interview itself. Bioinformatics is the another good domain which you can work. So computer science department ke under bioinformatics hai. And about the job, when it is said about the job, as I told you, PhD in these universities is not higher education, it is a job. So when we say about the job, you read in detail about what he expects. इसको डिटेल में पढ़ने के बाद you ask yourself, can you help him in this? He is talking about the project involves oncology, something related to cancer. Maybe doctors are required, bioinformatics, you people do bioinformatics, material science. So if you fit in somewhere, then you can always go for these options. And the Professor Paul Strerom is the person who is responsible for this. Mentors of YourPedia will connect you to this fellow on LinkedIn or something with very good proposal, and that is how it is. Opportunities are there. All you have to do is you have to see whether you fit in this. The moment you say I fit in this, sir, now get us opportunity there, convert this into selection. That is where the mentors of YourPedia are going to help you. Duties of the position, required selection criteria, you must be good in this. You should have some kind of credits for this, and some Python, R, data analysis, ये तुम्हें आना चाहिए. चेक करो तुम्हें आता है कि नहीं आता. अगर नहीं आता है तो इसमें अप्लाई मत करो, आता है तो YourPedia को कॉन्टैक्ट करो and get into this. Similarly, now philosophy, as I told you, YourPedia is now opening up all the domains of learning, not only engineering but non-engineering also, all the domains. Now YourPedia is mentoring the students. So ये आपकी अगस्त 2023 से start होगा, and this is for 4 years, and he has given you what is required. in this particular university, what are the requirements, qualification and personal qualities also he has mentioned. आप में क्या चीज required होना चाहिए, master's degree in philosophy is required. So if you are masters in philosophy, you can basically go for this particular opportunity. एंड क्या रिक्वायर्ड है पीएचडी पोजीशन में एंड रिसर्च ट्रेनिंग में, यू गो थ्रू दिस व्हाट ही एक्सपेक्ट फ्रॉम यू, एकेडमिया और कितना रिक्वायरमेंट है आपको अलग अलग फील्ड में, दैट इज व्हाट ही इज एक्सप्लेन. Okay, so that is many times you don't need this information also. What they offer is the same salary, and that everything is the same for different universities. How to apply, CV is required, project proposal is required, everything you have to provide, that mentors of YourPedia are going to tell you. Okay, now this is electrochemistry. Okay, what is this job all about? So this job of electrochemistry he is requiring for some PhD people in electrochemistry, and I tell you, professors are not getting the right students. Fuel cell batteries, water electrolysis, hydrogen technology बहुत upcoming domain है research के. It is interdisciplinary domain, electrochemistry, physics, material science, electronics, nanotechnology, all the domains are into this. So if you guys are looking for opportunities abroad in this field, please get in touch with the mentors of YourPedia. They will help you to go there. What is the duties of the position? What is required? Experimental electrochemistry you have to create, characterization of degradation process, manufacture of all these things, analysis of the result, that all is required. Selection criteria kya hai? That remains same. I've already told you what is the selection criteria, and it remains more or less the same selection criteria, not election but selection. Yes. Chemical engineering. नाउ NTNU, मैंने आपको बताया नॉर्वे में NTNU में हमेशा अपॉर्चुनिटीज रहती हैं. सो इफ यू हैव डिसाइडेड आफ्टर योर मास्टर्स टू गो अब्रॉड एंड अर्न मनी, you can do that. So every MTech student, every master students in India who is interested to earn a good salary in developed countries, YourPedia is there for you. You can do that. So machine learning in microbial bioprocesses, ये है position की requirement. This is what the project is. Microbial feedback laboratory is coordinating large European Union project with cross disciplinary collaboration. आप इसको पढ़ो, go through in detail of this, and अगर मैच करता है आपकी requirement के साथ, if it matches with your requirement, we'll get you in touch with Professor Bar and we'll tell you how to collaborate with him and how you can convert this opportunity into your selection. ड्यूटीज क्या हैं? अप्लाई करना है मशीन लर्निंग, न्यूरल नेटवर्क आपको अप्लाई करना है, मैटलैब का यूज आपको आना चाहिए, एंड वर्क इज 70% ऑफ डेवलपमेंट ऑफ एल्गोरिथम, एंड ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर टू बी डन. सिलेक्शन क्राइटेरिया इज द सेम. So as I told you, I am telling you the opportunities which are in March and April month only. These are the opportunities, and MATLAB and Python का knowledge आपको होना चाहिए, जो YourPedia भी आपको करवाता है. So the moment you register yourself with YourPedia, Python and MATLAB will be told to you how you can go forward for that. Yes, now Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering has position for this particular modeling of sediment transport. अगर आप सिविल इंजीनियरिंग के हैं और अगर आपको इस फील्ड में काम करना है, यू वांट टू वर्क इन दिस पर्टिकुलर फील्ड, यू कैन गो फॉर इट. इट इज रियली गोइंग टू बी गुड फॉर यू. ड्यूटीज क्या है, रिक्वायर्ड सिलेक्शन क्राइटेरिया क्या है, यू विल फाइंड दैट मोर और लेस रिक्वायर्ड सिलेक्शन क्राइटेरिया रिमेन्स सेम. I am of the strong opinion that if there is any master student in India who wants to go in these countries and universities and do really good, opportunities exist. Only thing is you have to move very meticulously. सिलेक्शन क्राइटेरिया C++ आना चाहिए तुम्हें, फॉर्ट्रन आना चाहिए, पाइथन आना चाहिए, CFD आना चाहिए, फ्लूइड मैकेनिक्स का आपको नॉलेज होना चाहिए. ये तो इंडियंस को सारा ही होता है, दिस यू नो व्हेन यू डू मास्टर्स, एंड ये चीज़ें तो आपके पास हैं. देन यू कैन ज्वाइन ऑन 5th of March. By 5th of March you can join. Why not economics? As I told you, now YourPedia is mentoring you for all the domains: philosophy, sociology, economics, chemistry, mechanical engineering, civil engineering, all the domains. And 15 मार्च को इसका भी डेट है. आपको इसमें नॉलेज होना चाहिए. You should be good in this particular thing. And then what are the requirements are also mentioned into this. ICT explainable reinforced learning. इसको डिटेल में पढ़ो, किस चीज़ की रिक्वायरमेंट है, हाउ यू कैन गो फॉर इट, यू कैन रीड दैट इन डिटेल. एंड व्हाट आर द रिसर्च टॉपिक्स ही हैज ऑलरेडी गिवन यू. आई मीन यू शुड हैव एक्सपर्टीज इन दिस एरिया. मशीन लर्निंग, reinforcement learning, explainable artificial intelligence. So you should have knowledge about these particular things that is required. और क्या क्वालिफिकेशन चाहिए? एकेडमिक क्रेडेंशियल अच्छे चाहिए, स्पोकन इंग्लिश अच्छी चाहिए, कम्युनिकेशन टीम वर्क स्किल्स चाहिए. These are the things which are required for you. You should have knowledge about this. Okay, now this is Oslo University, PhD research fellow in informatics and bioinformatics. This is what is required. And about the position also he has mentioned what is there in the position and what is the project description. Postdoctorate fellowship and PhD position is required in this field. University of Oslo is a very reputed university, and environments research groups are interdisciplinary research groups are there, and this is how it is basically provided. Fellowship program is full-time position of a period of 4 years. Okay, that is mentioned in this. PhD fellowship in development of biomaterials. Yes, biomaterial is a very research, current relevant, field for research. Biomaterials is something which is really good, and if you want to work in biomaterials or if you have worked in biomaterials, this is the opportunity for you. Chemistry, bioscience, environmental engineering, these are the domains for you. You can work in these particular areas. Research topic क्या है? You should understand what is the research topic. Go through this, and if it matches your research area, viscoelasticity and all, इसको डिटेल में पढ़ो, and if it matches your interest, you say हाँ ये तो मेरे को इंटरेस्ट से मैच करता है. Approach. See where YourPedia comes. YourPedia is not going to tell you where your research interest is. That is your domain. YourPedia is not going to tell you that what you have done so far, and YourPedia is also not going to tell you where you should go. YourPedia is only going to give you opportunities. You have to see, you have to tell, is this matches you? I mean, you want to go there? Is this something which you want? Okay, let me get it for you. But then you should have, when he says that, okay, you should be structural engineer, you should be structural engineer. When he says smart manufacturing or, smart material, biomaterials, you should know something about biomaterials. When he says you should have some knowledge of FEM or CFD, you should have some knowledge about that. That is only difference. Otherwise, these opportunities are there. Qualification requirements, इसको डिटेल में पढ़ना. What domains you should have knowledge, what areas you should be specialized in, you read about this in detail. देखो बहुत कम बार वो आपसे IELTS या TOEFL मांगेगा. PTE, IELTS, TOEFL, very less time he is going to ask you for IELTS, TOEFL, PTE kind of things. Like English proficiency का आपको कुछ knowledge होना चाहिए. That he is going to ask you for less universities, not many universities. Solar neighborhood planning. In countries में, developed countries में, there are so many opportunities in PhD as a job which are not hardcore research domains. They are more like analytical and managerial domain. This one looks like one, solar neighborhood planning. और इसमें कौन से स्टूडेंट्स को उसने अपॉर्चुनिटी दिया है? सिविल इंजीनियर्स, एनवायरमेंटल इंजीनियर. एज आई टोल्ड यू, YourPedia के ऊपर एनवायरमेंटल तो एक पूरे का पूरा डोमेन है, एनवायरमेंटल डोमेन, जिसमें हम वर्क कर सकते हैं. Right, so you go through in this detail, you will understand some kind of requirement which these people have. What is the duties of the position is, these are the quantitative and qualitative research you have to do. Social acceptability of solar energy in built environment. So photovoltaic, active solar thermal systems, these are what you have to design, what you have to develop. So these are the things. So just go through this. If you are into this, you can go for it. Selection criteria, as I told you, selection criteria is going to remain same. It is same for all the courses which we have discussed. These are same. I think we are repeating now. These are selection criteria and all are same. Okay, cyberbullying. Cyberbullying में भी अच्छा opportunity है. And Stavanger University is inviting applicant 3 PhD fellowships in this, at the Faculty of Arts Education. So cyberbullying is in the Faculty of Arts and Education. There is something which is called Center of Learning Environment and Behavioral Research in Education. And this is related to this. He will tell you in detail what is required. Ethnic minority pupil and role of parents for preventing and intervention. ये मेरे को लगता है this is more related to psychology domain where you can go for this. So read this in detail and if it fits you, I mean you can work for this. Qualification requirement उसने बोला है post graduate in psychology, education, sociology, right, and interest in bullying, digital safety and well-being, and you should have experience of handling the quantitative data. So this is something which you should have worked and you should have gone there. So this is related to this. And PhD position in artificial intelligence project, read this project, explain level artificial intelligence with the knowledge graph in artificial intelligence. So qualification requirement, computer science, mathematics, you should have degree in that. Computer science and mathematics, if you have master's degree, you can surely explore these opportunities. About the PhD position he is mentioning later on that. So there are so many opportunities. The crux is keep seeing all the opportunities, whether you are from psychology background or philosophy background or economy background or mathematics background or mechanical engineering background. There are so many opportunities popping up every week. All you need to do is, if you have decided to go for doctorate abroad, you need to get in touch with the mentors of YourPedia and make your entire case very nicely. Get in touch with the professor. Opportunities there and your criteria match all the opportunities, that is one thing, but then converting that into some kind of selection, that is where the role of mentors of YourPedia come. That is where you are to hit it, and that is what we are doing every week, every month. We are getting you connected to the professors. So if you are masters, if you are BTech, and if you are a graduate, science, arts, humanities, anything you want to go abroad in a smart way, YourPedia is the domain for you. YourPedia is the platform for you. All the very best. I'll catch you next week again. Thank you.